Whoever would have guessed there'd be so many history lessons in a Photoshop tutorial? But I want to go over another use for the history brush. Always remember one thing about that tool. It will paint backwards in time. And it's very beneficial because it can work in a similar fashion to the fade command, so that if you create a special effect, you can paint back to your original. Let's say that in this picture of a wave, I want to add some filters. So I want to go to Distort, and I want to add a huge twirl. So I'll go ahead and really bump this up, so I have this kind of maelstrom thing going on. But of course, that's way too much. So if I want to get back some of that wave, I grab my history brush, and I can increase the size of the brush, and I can paint backwards in time to the original wave, so that I can actually have some of that foam from the top of the wave going over this maelstrom. So here is your Pirates of the Caribbean 3 special effect right here inside of Photoshop. So all we did pretty much was paint backwards in time so the foam looks like it's going over the maelstrom. That's an example of how powerful this tool is. I'm going to undo that, and I'll do another example. I'll go to Filter, and this time what I'm going to do is add an artistic effect, such as watercolor. And I'll wait for the panel to appear. What I can do with watercolor applied to artwork is I can then paint back in history and kind of mix this effect with the original image to create something really interesting. So I'll go ahead and accept that. This time I'll reduce the size of the brush. And what I can do is go inside this little wave tunnel and paint in some strokes like this to accent them. And if I want to bring the original foam back, I just paint on it like so. So I have a watercolor combined with the original image to create something completely unique. Now this could be like a science fiction thing where you have like a wormhole in space, and we're showing the inside of that wormhole. So I just want to show you that you can use this tool in conjunction with a ton of the different filters and paint backwards to combine them to create some very, very interesting and unique artwork that you can then use for something that probably wasn't the intended purpose. For example, I took a wave and I turned it into a sci-fi painting of a wormhole.